This is a Value Chain TV News Update. I am S.A. Ufoma with the news. And on the news update, we begin with economy. It says the Federal Executive Council has approved the establishment of a disaster relief fund in response to recent heavy flooding in various parts of the country. Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, disclosed this during a briefing with the State House correspondent after the council meeting, which was presided over by President Bola Tinubu in Abuja. Edun stated that the fund will be financed by a portion of the revenue from the Federation account and that additional funding will be sought from the private sector. Some Nigerians who spoke to Value Chain TV reacted to this development. The report.
What I want the government to do is let there be measures and let there be probably steps they need to take to make sure that this relief that are given get down to the people that are being given. That they can set up committee, follow-up committee to make sure that the poor people are, especially the poor masses. Because most of the times we hear senators are giving palliative, we don't see anything. So let there be committees, let there be follow-up, let there be measure that will ensure that these reliefs get down to the people that are being given. Because it all ends on the screen. You see television, they just stage the whole thing, and that is all. And the people are not given. Still go to the proper the masses. You see them still in their poverty. Most of them no houses, most of them no clothing. I'm a public servant. We used to sell relief material to some of these people, even in the northeast. And that's what we do, because most of them are forgotten. And what they see on the screen do not get down to them. So let government set up measures to make sure that what is being given reach down to the people that are being given.
I know that in Nigeria, anything that the government wants to do, they have the upper hand to do it. And if the government will put all full force and energy and whatever it takes to monitor it, they are going to achieve it. I'm just trying to say that those governors should please release those money to people whom they are due to, in order to help lives, to save properties and reduce the rate of crime in Nigeria.
I feel that the people or the victims, should I say the flood victims right now, are already traumatic, with their situation, their current situation, their businesses are being submerged, losing their businesses, their means of livelihood, and some people, their loved ones. So the government should please try to, they're already in a big trauma, so the government should please try to kind of bring succor to them by giving them their incentive and not withholding it. Is an evil thing to do, because it is, they can if they actually really want to. And that is the moral and humanitarian thing to do.
And still on economy, the Federal Executive Council has approved a reduction in the cost of the Abuja Kaduna Zaria Kano Road Rehabilitation Project. The revised budget now stands at 740.79 billion naira. This was revealed by the Special Advisor on Information and Strategy to the President, Bayo Onanuga, in a statement shared on X. He explained that the decision was reached during Monday's FEC meeting chaired by President Bola Tinubu in Abuja. Under the new terms, Julius Berger will continue to oversee the project, which now includes the installation of solar-powered streetlights and a 14-month deadline for completion. Away from that now, the federal government has finalized plans to supply 12 million barrels of crude oil to Dangote Refinery in October as part of efforts to boost domestic fuel production. This was disclosed by the CEO of Dangote Refinery, Aliko Dangote, during an interview with newsmen in the United States. He revealed that the agreement with the government will ensure a steady supply of crude oil to the refinery. The refinery, once operational, will process the crude to produce petrol, diesel, and jet fuel, significantly reducing Nigeria's reliance on imported fuel and addressing domestic demands. Still on the Value Chain News Update, the Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency Association Alliance is set to commence its third annual international conference in Abuja from September 25 to 26, 2024 at the Abuja Continental Hotel. Our correspondent, Chad Moses, shares details on the conference. The report.
According to the organizers of the conference, this year's theme, Road to Net Zero, Actionable Initiatives for Success, focuses on the urgent need for innovative strategies to drive Nigeria's clean energy transition and achieve net zero goals. The conference will bring together key stakeholders, policymakers, and experts to develop solutions that address Nigeria's energy demands and climate challenges. Highlights include a keynote speech by the Director General of the Energy Commission of Nigeria and sessions on the vital roles of journalists, youth, and women in the energy transition. Interactive sessions, experts panels, and networking opportunities to translate ideas into actionable steps for a sustainable energy future will also be featured. For Value Chain TV, Chad Moses reporting.
Moving now to health, amidst the cholera outbreak in the country, 15 persons have been confirmed dead in Yola, Adamawa State. Confirming the outbreak, the State Commissioner of Health and Human Services, Felix Tangwami, noted that 7 of the casualties were recorded at government facilities, while the 8 others were recorded in the communities. He disclosed that the 4 affected local government areas include Yola South, Yola North, Fofore, and Giri. Few Nigerians gave their take on the proactive measures to curb the menace of the disease. The report.
The government has so much to do if there is a will. For instance, each year, almost every now and then you hear about cholera. And yet, we are still experiencing the same fate. We believe that if the right thing is being done at the right time, such could be prevented. For instance, there is need for continuous sensitization of the citizens, for them to know the danger of cholera, to know how to protect themselves, to know how to sanitize the environment and live a healthy life. And secondly, the healthcare personnel within the area, basically the primary healthcare, if it were to be alive to their responsibility, part of what they should be doing is to be sensitizing people that come to them.
You see, most of the problem we have in this country is lack of information. And with all these radio houses, television houses, online, wherever, government can just employ the service of experts to talk to people in the language they can easily understand, so that they should just know. Just come on and wash your hand before you eat. It's very simple. But how many people knows that? I used to work with some workers during break. They would just use clean their hand with their clothes, the dirty clothes, and eat my with it. I said, no, you don't do that. Some people will be fumigating. The written boldly there, don't eat while you are doing this thing. As he's fumigating, he's eating corn or he's smoking. Can you imagine that? So lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge is what the problem we have. The government can just do that. It's very easy to come with this menace. Not until it happens before we start rescuing people. It will be very difficult.
Yeah, I think the first thing is to evacuate the dustbin by the roadside, try and dump them at the appropriate place that where it needs to be dumped. So, and citizens again have to do their best by trashing the dustbin at the right place, because cholera is a disease that can spread at any given point in time through water, through many means. The residents should also do their best by keeping their environment so clean, so that to avoid the spreading of the virus.
Moving now to international scene, Nurses in England has rejected the government's award of a 5.5% salary increase, saying it wasn't enough. This was revealed by England's Royal College of Nursing, RCN. In a letter to Health Secretary West Streeton, RCN General Secretary Professor Nicola Ranger said nursing staff were determined to stand up for themselves, their patients, and the NHS. The letter added that the 2/3 of the 145,000 members of the RCN who voted online said the raise was not fair. The pay award for 2024 to 2025 was announced by the Chancellor at the end of July, shortly after Labour won the general elections. And now on sports, Africa's wealthiest business mogul, Aliko Dangote has retraced his steps regarding his intentions to purchase the England football club Arsenal, which is valued at approximately $4 billion. Speaking in an interview with newsmen in New York, Dangote noted that the opportunity to buy the club is long gone. He also mentioned that he does not have the excess liquidity to justify spending $4 billion on a football club solely for promotional purposes. He, however, assured of his continued support and loyalty to Arsenal as one of their biggest fans. And that's it on the Value Chain TV News Update. I am S.A. Ufoma. Don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more news updates. Bye for now.